Hello again. It's another episode of Ramblings from the Rectory. It's the beginning of the holiday season, and very nicely, I have a new holiday Christmas mug. Rejoice in the Lord always, our theme for the year and also for the season. I want to thank Jane Farrell for my new coffee cup, which is making me drink more coffee and making me more hyper than usual. What are the topics today? Well, we start out with all things new. You might have heard already that the decisions about any school has been put off for another year. So there will be no decisions made about schools until the 24-25 school year season. So rest assured, everything will go on as normal for the next year. And we're very happy about that. As respect to all things new, I would refer you to the website to find everything that is up to date. Everything that has been done since the listening sessions is posted there, and it has all of the new events and all kinds of new information. So Archdiocesan All Things New website. The whole thing is causing a little consternation. And one of the things that we need to do, as was said at the very beginning of All Things New, is one of the things we must be people of prayer. And the Archbishop is in hosting a celebration of unity, a Mass of Unity at the Cathedral on Lindell Boulevard at 10 a.m. on December 3rd. All the people of the Archdiocese are being invited to that, to celebrate the Eucharist with the Archbishop. I'm sure he's going to talk about all things new and also about the unity of the Church, and I would encourage you to go. I'm hoping to be there. I've signed up unless something else happens, but 10 o'clock, December the 3rd. This is one of the most important events since the founding of the diocese, as I have said a number of times. And as I was talking with some of my classmates a few days ago, we have had the fortune to be living in probably the two most important events of the Catholic Church in our world today. First, we were ordained in the aftermath of the Second Vatican Council and were part of the implementation of that. And now it's a question of looking to the future of the 21st century and being part of the reorganization of the Archdiocese. As John the 23rd said, it was a time for the Church to open the windows and let the Spirit come in and get the fresh air of the new possibilities of history and culture and the creativity, especially of young people. So I hope that you would be looking at what we're asked to do as Catholics of the Archdiocese in that light. It's an unbelievable time in history for all of us to create something even better than we had before. Not that it wasn't good and it wasn't sustaining us at that time, but we know that so many things have changed just in the past 40 years of my priesthood, and we have to continue to build upon the future and look to those creative ideas and the power of God's Spirit that is working among us today. And that's the big point of All Things New. This coming Sunday is the end of the church year. It's the Feast of Christ the King. It also happens to be Sister Christian's feast day. So if you see her at Mass or around, wish her a happy feast day. As a little present to end the year and to begin the season of Advent, the blue books will be out in the narthex. So make sure you get one of those blue books. Usually they go pretty fast like hotcakes. To begin the Advent season, on December the 1st at 6:30, we will have Advent by Candlelight. It's going to be a presentation by Tammy and Tom Lawrence of our parish, reflection on the Advent season, the Christmas season. We ask people to come and to bring a dessert to be shared with everybody. It's for couples, it's for singles, it's for old, it's for young, adults of the parish. It's a beautiful evening usually. I'm sure it'll be a great presentation by Tom Lawrence, who always has the face of God, the voice of God. Tammy has the face of God. And that you'll have some fellowship with fellow parishioners. Because of this great change that has happened with the pro-life movement in our country, there will be no march in Washington, D.C. this year. But the Archdiocese is presenting a day called Gen Life. It's going to be about the dignity of all life, everything from conception to natural birth, with everything from immigration to Christian dignity of all people. And it will be at the Schaefus Center. It is for 8th graders to 12th graders, and it's from 9 until 3. There is a link in the bulletin for it and it will take place on January the 20th. And it will be also a Eucharist celebrated by Archbishop Rogansky. So January 20th, 8th graders to 12th graders, 9 to 3 at the Schaefer Center. Check the bulletin. On the third Sunday of Advent, as tradition dictates, we will be having the anointing of the sick. Those will be at the Masses on the 10th and the 11th of December. Anointing of the sick has definitely been revised and re-evaluated and recreated for what its real purpose was. The healing ministry of Jesus is the healing ministry that is part of this sacrament. And if we look at any of the healings that Jesus did, it was a question of him restoring to a human being something that somehow they lacked, that he gave them sight so that they could see naturally, and then that was to lead to greater insight even into the eyes of faith. So the healing power of the Lord is part of the anointing of the sick now. It is not the sacrament of excremunction that a person receives before they're going to die, but it's this whole idea of the healing power of the Lord for us today. And it's for people who are going to undergo surgery. In fact, one of the prayers says that through the healing power of surgeons and nurses, may the Lord's will for your healing be done. It also is the idea of giving people healing or patience in their sufferings or in their infirmities of the Lord, and uniting that with the Paschal mystery of Jesus' passion, death, and resurrection. And so people with chronic diseases or conditions, it's also for those people to also experience the healing and the presence of the Lord in their difficulties. So that's just a little bit of insight, hopefully, that will maybe give you a new understanding of healing of the sick. On Saturday, we will have the reconciliation beginning at 12 o'clock, and that is Saturday. The 10th of December. This year, December the 8th, the Feast of the Immaculate Conception, it's the 17th. I'm sorry. Sister just corrected me. It's the 17th for reconciliation. December 17th. December the 8th is a holy day of obligation. It always is because it is the patronal feast of the United States of America. We'll have a vigil mass on the 7th at 7 p.m., and the usual masses on the mornings at 6:30 and at 8 in the evening at 7 p.m. Thanksgiving Mass will be at 9 a.m. for all. I wish you a very happy Thanksgiving. I will actually be down at my brother's for Thanksgiving. I'll be back Friday after Thanksgiving. I hope you all have a great time and that you will rejoice in the Lord always, as we are to do all the time, but especially as we begin this happy, joyful season. Peace, love, and joy to all.